Hey, Scorpio. It's been a long time coming. But first and foremost, happy birthday, bitch! Ah! You're so loved. You're so thoughtful. You give so much more than you realize. You show up in ways that you don't even realize. And I'm so excited to do this reading for you because this is an end of an era. You're going to want to be around for this stuff. So grab your essentials, get comfy so we can dive in. Yo, Scorpio, it's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio season. It's your birthday, baby. And I'm ready to dive in. Oh, I left my water, and this is fixed water season. So let me go grab that. Oh, I turned it off. Me and this mic, y'all. I mean, not this mic. Me and this remote. I do want to point out something that I find very interesting and symbolic. So, for those of you who've been around a while, you've been here to giggle about my issues with the fucking remote. Me and the clicker were not on good terms, and it's a 2-pack, and I know that the battery was dying in the other one, and that's why it was giving me such issues. But I was just being stubborn. I was like, this thing will fucking work, as opposed to taking the 2 seconds that it took to pair the other one that came in the pack. Literally 2 seconds. It wasn't until I got into your energy that I was able to just sit the fuck down, pull out the little instruction book, and take the 2 seconds to pair the new one with the full battery, and now get myself to the point. And now I'm just dropping it and whatever. But I feel like that's indicative of the fact that your ruling planet, Pluto, is moving into Aquarius. Aquarius is a sign of innovation and technology and the progression and advancement of technology and the way that we use it. And so I feel like those of you, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, I want to say Scorpio, Sun, or Rising, I feel like specifically, your relationship technology is getting ready to improve. I feel like it's going to start working for you. You're going to start to understand how to make it work for you. Maybe some of us have been like stubborn about it, or, I am ruled by your other ruling planet, Mars. And we got some stuff to talk about. So, like I said, hydrate, light it if you need it. As we create a safe space for my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio season 2024. Clear out that funky ass energy from the old era because, baby, it's your ruling planet, Pluto, that indicates a new era for our species. On November 19th, Pluto is going into Aquarius, ushering in the true age of Aquarius. And it's interesting that everybody keeps, or not everybody, but I've heard people say that we've been in the age of Pisces, which doesn't make any fucking sense. We've been in the age of Capricorn. Money, power, respect, what you need in life. That's Capricorn shit. We're the hustle and grind culture, the power, the issues with power and government and all. We've been in the age of a Capricorn, and we are now, as of November 19th, initiating the age of Aquarius. And it's your ruling planet that does that for our society, that does it, not society, that does it for our species. So I know it's been hard. I know you guys have had it so fucking hard, but I've been trying to encourage you, just hold on. we're finally here. We're finally at the finish line. And that old era is being ushered out. The dust of it is being swept away so that we're able to usher in this new era. And Aquarius is the star card. Aquarius is hope, wishes, friends in higher places, the innovator, the humanitarian. They're the freedom fighters. They're the weirdos, the unique ones, you know what I mean? I just feel like Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising, you're going to be able to be like letting your freak flag fly higher than it ever has before. And you guys are going from black and white to technicolor, baby. Shit is about to get real. So sorry for any weird mic noises. I just want to set this down. All right, we're good. I'm ready. Asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising for Scorpio season 2024. And I like the play on shadows, that I did this on purpose because I feel like you're experiencing a new relationship to your shadow, and that shadow being the raw, uncut, unfiltered version of you, that version of you that some parent told you wasn't appropriate, that version of you that you'd rather other people not see. I feel like you are getting more acquainted with that aspect of yourself. And first thing to be clarified on the selenite throne is the fact that you are learning how to rebuild atop the rubble. You know what? And what this also tells me is that it's time to make sure you know clearly what is the plan. What is the blueprint that you're giving the God of your understanding? What is the blueprint that you're giving the universe? And your blueprint being like, what is it that you're focusing your mind on? What is your mind focused on consistently? Because whatever you think about, you grow that thing. And so there's something about like, what do you want your future to look like? This version of you that's made it, what are they doing? What kind of work do they do? How do they feel when they're off work? How do they, move? How often are they moving their body? What kind of food do they eat? How do they dress? How do they adorn themselves, darling? And the lover is on the bottom of the deck. I just feel like it's time for you to understand that it's like a new era in communicating with the divine. I feel like you have been heard. You will be heard. And for those of you who've been thinking about going to therapy, yes, here's your sign. For those of you who are already in therapy, I feel like it is going to pay off so much, and you'll see the payoff in your relationships. This could be a new relationship that's coming in. This also could be a new friendships, new lovers, just new platonic situations, but because the lovers is not exclusive to romantic love. But I do feel like there's just, you're going to be able to see by way of like your interactions and the way that people interact with you, that the work that you've been doing on yourself has actually paid off. So I want you to make sure that you go watch that Scorpio season astrology video that has all the important aspects and transits that you need to pay attention to for your season. But I'm gonna put you on game. The biggest thing is Pluto entering Pluto entering Aquarius on November 19th. And on November 3rd, Mars goes into Leo. Finally, Mars comes out of fall. Mars does not like being in Cancer. And a planet being in fall means that it's in the opposite sign of its exaltation. So Mars is exalted in Capricorn, therefore it falls in Cancer, because Cancer is the opposite of Capricorn. And so Mars does not like being there. And it's been forcing you to feel your feelings. Some of us may have been really struggling with energy levels, with struggling with motivation, struggling to face the fact that like maybe you didn't feel good. Maybe you just haven't felt good. You haven't felt like yourself. Things are in changing. I keep looking at the Wheel of Fortune. There, it's like you have been able to feel every millimeter of the fucking wheel of life the circle of life changing and moving forward. You've just been able to feel it. And I feel like it's been draining and exhausting. And a lot of you have, lost hope, have lost faith, but you're about to get it back, baby. And it looks a lot like you finally co-creating with the divine, taking your plans to the architect. There is something about collaboration, not having to do it all by yourself, not having to feel so alone in life, not having to feel so alone in whatever it is that you're building, not having to feel so alone in even in your connections. Maybe some of you are in relationships or in friendships where you still feel alone. And I just feel like there's a big upswing coming at the toward, November 19th. Doesn't have to start that day, but that is the day that the ball starts, to come back to your court. Things are really about to go in your favor. They really, really are. You had 15 years of your ruling planet in Capricorn, and Capricorn ain't no fucking game. Capricorn energy is serious. It's tough. It's demanding. It's structured and disciplined, where now you finally get to go into fixed air. You for the last 15 years you've been struggling to get to the mountaintop, and Aquarius energy is like you're up there and you're breathing the rarefied air, honey, and now it's time to figure out who you want with you at the top. Aquarius is the sign of friends. I feel like if you've been struggling with drinking or alcohol or numbing yourself in any kind of way, that shit's got to stop. You've got to at least start to slow down. I feel like there's some of you are learning how to celebrate in a different way. Celebrating may have looked like going out and getting fucked up on the weekends, and now celebrating may just be togetherness and love and connectivity. So I do feel like there's something about upgrading the way that you celebrate or the way that you come together. There also could be a relaying of the foundation with someone with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements. There may be somebody with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements coming into your life that's going to help contribute to this new foundation, the new structure. I feel like after 15 years in Capricorn, you know how to lay a foundation. You know how to be structured. You know how to be disciplined. You know what you need to do. And I feel like in hindsight, you will feel so fucking grateful for this period of like darkness. You're ruled by Hades. Pluto is Hades, the god of darkness, in the sign that initiates the darkest part of the year for the last 15 years. That's a lot of dark. But dark is not bad, just like light is not good. You've just learned. See all this darkness in the background? It's like you've learned not to fear that. You've learned not to fear those shadowy aspects of yourself. You've learned, or you are going to be learning, not to fear those aspects of life. This is strange, but I just heard, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. You know who's with you. You know who rocks with you. You know who protects you. And if you don't know, you're about to figure it out. I just feel like your relationship to the God of your understanding is definitely being restructured. And there is this like profound transformation that's been uncomfortable as fuck. And now you're coming out on the other side, emerging from the motherfucking cocoon, baby. So yes, please keep going for Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising for Scorpio season 2024. Temperance, and you get to relax. I feel like that's the thing. There's something about balance and harmony and moderation, and you finally recovering from this very upsetting, cycle of life. Some of us have been in a place where we're, recovering from grief or loss, or recovering from, substances or numbing agents. For some of you, there may be somebody with Sagittarius or Pisces placements coming in to aid in that recovery. Some of you have been recovering from somebody that was an extreme taker, someone that possibly had narcissistic tendencies. And now you're starting to like dip your toes into feeling again, dip your toes into the waters of life, dip your toes into living, honey, living. And I just promise you that everything is unfolding exactly as it's supposed to be. Balance is being restored, harmony is being restored, and there's just something about trusting that the divine is doing this all for a reason, a very specific purpose. And let's say that, let's take the purpose out of it. Just understand that in hindsight, or when you get some time behind you, you're going to understand that all of this was about getting to this crown. All of this was a necessary part of this very spiritual journey. And this was Pluto and Capricorn. And like I said, Aquarius is the top. Aquarius is the rarefied air above the mountaintop. So you have been doing your part to trudge yourself up this motherfucking mountain so that you can get to your crown, so that you can get to that restoration. Because you've been armored the fuck up for so long, so comfortable wearing that helmet. And the divine's like, nah, baby, you're ready for the crown. When are you ready to take it? When are you ready to like understand and accept this part of yourself? There is this like, it feels like regal. There is like a regal, there is a nobility that comes from you enduring so many wounds and being brave enough to transmute those wounds into wisdom. And you going through that process is putting you in this position where I just feel like, you know, you're the wise, regardless of your age, you're like the wise old crone, and you're going to be able to pour back into society, into your family, into your friends, into your children, into your partners. You're going to be able to pour into people in a very specific way because you've been forced to clean out your cups. You have been forced to really get out of this weird, icky place where you hyper prioritized romantic love, and you're starting to understand the value of commitment and togetherness, and understanding that romantic love is not the cake of life. It's meant to be the cherry on top. I would really suggest every Scorpio reading the book We, W-E, by Robert A. Johnson. I think I'm gonna do it. I've been thinking about starting a Spartan Spirit Squadron book club, and I just feel like that would be really cute and like nerdy for us. Um, Speaking of Patreon, be sure to follow me over there if you want the full extended reading. If you want to dive in with us in the Patreon plunge, be sure to join us over there, patreon.com/JustJEverything. For free shit, check out my Instasham at JustJ_everything, TikTok at JustJEverything, and for other dope shit that I do and to book a session with me, my website, JustJEverything.com. All the links are in the description box below. I just feel like you're being given tools to rebuild, to find out a new vision, figuring out the new vision so that you can rebuild, figuring out who is the architect of your universe, who is the God of your understanding, and what instructions are you providing with your words, with your actions, and making sure that you take the time to take care of yourself, to clear out the old versions of you, to clear out, when I say clear out your cup is indicative of your life. There could be a bit of a purge. There could be like letting go of old things, clearing out the house, clearing out your temple, clearing out, you know, your psyche, clearing out old beliefs, letting go of old self-limiting beliefs, old narratives that didn't serve you. I just feel like that stuff's being removed, and you're finally coming to grips with the fact that you're going to be given, it's like you have been given wings, and they've been too heavy for you to figure out how to get up off the ground. And I feel like in your season, you're going to start learning, damn, I got fucking wings. I got to figure this shit out. I got to figure out how to fucking fly. I have to understand that I'm worthy and capable of flying. I just got to figure out what direction I want to fly in. Where do I want to fly to? I feel like there could be some like travel plans also to figure out. Ooh, that was interesting. The Three of Cups already showed up, but this is the center of the reading. With the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck, center of the reading being the Three of Cups lets me know there is so much new good shit to celebrate. I feel like you are recovering in a way that's going to generate way more intimacy in your life, way more closeness with friends and people. I feel like maybe some of you have been recovering from a third party situation, recovering from being lied to or cheated on or feeling deceived. For those of you who have been in like committed relationships or married, if there was some sort of upsetting situation, I feel like you finally get over it. Like you finally find resolution. You finally release the grudge. You know, just like Cancers have claws, so do Scorpions. So do Scorpios. Y'all got a real fucking clinger. Y'all got a fucking claw. Can't nobody hold a grudge like a fucking Scorpio, and will get you the fuck back. You know, and understanding that you don't need to do that because the divine dishes out karma way better than you ever will be able to. And I feel like if you play your cards right and really release things over to the divine, they'll make it so that you can see that person get their karma. So don't put your hand to revenge. But I also feel like the center of the reading is not only is it like, you know, your birthday season for Scorpio suns, but there's something there around like your recovery is being celebrated. The more that you pour into yourself, the more that you take care of yourself, the better you are to yourself. The more the people around you are going to be able to notice that and will celebrate your evolution. I just feel like there's a new harvest to reap. Nice. There's a new harvest to reap and you're no longer holding on. Like there could be an awareness, you know, because that's the thing about being in transition and transforming is like you want to cling to what's comfortable. But where you always have seen things through the eyes of lack or scarcity, or I'm going to hold on to this thing because I don't know when the next thing's coming. I'm going to hold on to this because this feels comfortable and this is what I know and this is stable ground. That's not who you are becoming. The Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck is like, yo, you are a visionary. You are you can be popular. You can be, and not that you need to be popular, but I'm saying in your industry, whatever it is you're trying to be build, you can be attractive, you can be popular, you can draw in the right people. You know, the Queen of Wands is the visionary. She's the entrepreneur. She wields her sexual energy, her aka her life force. She wields that energy very wisely. And I feel like you are coming into this place where you're so much more masterful with your spirit, so much more masterful with your physical, spiritual, and sexual energy than you ever have been before. And it's starting to show. We'll clarify that Four of Pentacles over in the plunge over on Patreon. But I just feel like things are changing and you're like, but is it okay for me to hope? Is it okay for me to wish? Like things have been so crazy. I don't want to like let myself get disappointed by wishing again. I don't want to, I'd rather just stay in a comfortable place and having to deal with transition again. Where's my blankie and my pacifier? Where are the comforting things? I just want to hold on to comfort. But you don't get to progress in your comfort zone. You will not progress in your comfort zone. You're going to be forced to let go of a lot of old habits and this old, outdated concept of self-worth. Because, honey, there is so much pie out there, you can get you a slice or two. There's so much money that you can get you some. There's so much love, you will have yours. There's so much contentment, there's so much industry, there's so much. Don't let the media, don't let your fear, don't let your insecurity play you out of reaching for your portion. Because the divine wants to bring it down to her ex, gonna give it to him. I don't know why, but there's something about like, you will get yours. You will get yours. All right, Bush coming through. Interesting. Final card, final message, please, for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio season 2024. Ooh, the Devil with the Hermit on the bottom of the deck. Yep. And the Devil is just Saturn. And I feel like when the Devil comes out, this is like you are going to be relearning how to exude that lust and zest for life. Like you want to live so bad. And I feel like this, it's like this lack or this fear of trying to like, it's like every time I try, something has happened. Every time that age of Capricorn, you may have a hard time believing that it's over, but it is. Pluto will not be back in Capricorn for like another 250 to 300 years. You won't ever have to go back to how it was. And so the chains that you put on yourself, the chains that you felt were on you. Actually, I kind of saw the Devil, it came out sideways. And when I'm holding this, I feel like I need to have it reversed. And the Devil reversed is freedom. Freedom contingent upon you facing your fears, facing these shadowy aspects of yourself, getting comfortable with those shadowy aspects of yourself, getting comfortable with the chains you put on yourself and the chains maybe you let other people put on you. Getting comfortable and aware of them so you can break out of that shit. Because this is not your lot in life. I feel like breaking out of codependency, breaking out of a fear that the other shoe is going to fall off all the time. Because that's the thing, we have the experience we expect, baby. And if you expect the other shoe to drop, it most surely will. And it will drop at the most inconvenient time because that's what you're expecting. And so that's what your subconscious mind has the instructions to affirm. And it just feels like it's time to get real clear about your psycho-cybernetic settings. Another book that you should probably read. And understanding, I love that the Hermit is on the bottom of the deck because in the Hermit's lantern is the star, which is indicative of the star card, aka Aquarius energy. And so, yes, you may have been feeling alone. Yes, you may have isolated yourself. You may have been cosmically isolated so that you can learn to govern, you can learn the sound and the sensation of your spirit. You can learn yourself. You can learn, I feel like a lot of you have been in this place of feeling alone so that you can learn yourself. So that you can learn to be governed by your moral compass, by your inner voice, by your higher self. But you're finally turning your back on that hermit mode and becoming this new version of yourself. Here you are. Becoming this new version of yourself, and your mind is being renewed. I'm diving into the plunge a little bit, but it's your birthday and I love you. And your mind is being renewed. New ideas are coming in, new ways to communicate, new aha moments are coming in. And baby, you're being propelled forward and you will progress quickly from the Page of Swords to the Queen of Swords. Whoo! All you've got to do is transmute that pain, be with it, articulate it, give it a name, put words to it. Maybe that looks like going to therapy. And all of a sudden you turn that pain into power. And get on your motherfucking shit, baby. Ooh! From the High Priestess to the Empress? That's the whole thing. God just needed you to get in High Priestess mode. to understand that the darkness holds your shadow holds up the ceiling just as much as the light does. So you can stop beating yourself up for being in this kind of like down place, and that you can finally level up into Empress mode. The High Priestess is number 2, the Empress is number 3. You are fine, and this is Taurus. This is your shadow. Literally, the symbolism. I can't. I can. I do. I will. And that's what's happening. I also feel like with the Page and the Queen of Swords coming out, and I just got that too, like you need to make sure that you're checking yourself. Words are spells. So what are you speaking over yourself? What are you speaking over your life? What are you speaking over your experience? The divine needed you in this quiet, observant hermitude so that you are able to eventually come out of the cocoon and become the motherfucking Empress. She is the creative state embodied. You're going from the spiritual state embodied to the creative state embodied, and nothing happens that you can't get into Empress mode without being masterful in the spirit, because anything that manifests in the material world is a reflection of some shit that was initiated in the spirit realm. So you get masterful in High Priestess mode, and then all of a sudden there's this influx of materialization. There's this influx of prosperity, positive abundance, this deep connection with earth, deep connection with yourself. I'm so fucking proud of you for not giving up. We fucking need you. I need you. I love you. I'm so fucking proud of you for enduring this. I don't know if I could do it. I know I could do it if I had to. But like, I just need you to know the last 15 years has made you a person that is admirable. You are admirable. Your endurance, your perseverance is fucking admirable, babe. You're so much stronger than you think you are. You made it. You are here. We're here. We're here. That's it. Let's get into it. I'll see you over on Patreon. Patreon.com/JustJEverything. We're going to clarify all these cards and go deeper, darling. Deeper. You got this. I'll see you over there. Hey, Scorpio. Let's get into it. Now, with the Hermit at the bottom of the deck, I do feel like this season is still very introspective. You've been in this place of seeking and searching and really trying to go deeper. I feel like there's still so much about receiving and giving guidance. Maybe some of you are about to become a mentor, about to become a supervisor, have been accepting and or offering wise advice or counsel for yourself or for others. I feel like you're learning from or possibly even becoming a mentor, or like, you know, someone who's in like the kind of guru-esque kind of lifestyle. Excuse me. You're turning into a really like trusted teacher. Maybe some of you have already been a trusted teacher, but I feel like you're being helped and you're helping. You see where I'm going with that? It's like it's happening to you and you're giving it out. It's happening to you and you're giving it out. And you may have needed to be alone. You still may be desiring stillness and quiet, or withdrawing from the world, or experiencing some kind of seclusion. Maybe like dealing with distractions, or like retreating into like a more private place in your life. But the Hermit takes his time, you know, and that's okay, and that's exactly what you've been like put in a position to do. The Hermit uses his like material resources very respectfully, and I feel like that's where you're at. And when the Hermit is out, that means that this season is going to be jam packed with very meaningful experiences, very meaningful endeavors. And all of these like themes of isolation and study and awareness and advancing your consciousness and, anticipating growth in your power. It's like it's like you're projecting this into the future. Like you're this is a part of your blueprint. You're almost there. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're here, we're in it. November 19th, that's like right around the corner. And the hermit embodies discretion and wisness and wisdom. And the lamp represents the inner voice, the inner light, which you will be able to honor and explore. And you guys have been on one fucking hell of a pilgrimage to find your inner voice, to find your spiritual truths. This might be religious, it may just be, just profoundly spiritual. But I feel like just simply even seeking ways to make your day to day life more meaningful and better. And that's what is really happening with the Three of Pentacles. There is this like deepening that's happening there. And I love that it's going from Temperance, what major arcana wise, only two major arcana, and it's 14, 15. You're moving to the next step, moving to the next phase, your ruling planet moving to the next sign. Both of your ruling planets moving to the next sign. Pluto going into Aquarius, Mars going into Leo. You're moving forward, baby, and you are ultimately breaking free. Please clarify the Three of Pentacles for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Ooh, Judgment reversed. I feel like some of you, you're like, I know I need to get off the fence. I know I need to make a decision. I know I need to put this out there. I know I need to do X, Y, and Z. But you've been in a place where you have really been afraid to trust your intuition, to trust your emotions. And so you've been clinging to logic, AKA blinding yourself in some sort of way, blinding yourself from a really profound truth. You've been fighting this rebirth, this resurrection. This is Pluto, and Pluto had been retrograde for so long, and now you're coming out of the cocoon. All this nakedness here, the nakedness here, feeling like, a newborn baby. And the divine is tugging on you to listen to yourself, to trust yourself. The medicine, the healing is in listening to the trumpet of truth that's sounding in your life, listening to your higher self, becoming acquainted with your higher self, no longer making your decisions solely from a place of logic. And so I feel like you're going to be realizing in your birthday season or in Scorpio season, for those of you who aren't Scorpio suns, you're going to be really learning, what do you need recovery from? And now that you're fresh and naked as a baby's bottom, there's something there around like rejoicing. I feel like you will be rejoicing. You'll be welcome. You'll be happy to hear from yourself. You'll be happy to trust yourself now. And I know it's scary to trust again, to try again, to hope again. But it's going to get revealed to you that you have to move into that place of hope. You have to move into that place of balance and harmony and creating art again, and diving deeper into creativity and connecting with your guides and moderation and alchemy, bruh. You've been having a hard time balancing your life, struggling to figure out what balance was, and that's what Libra season was for. And I feel like you have been given the sight to see both sides of an argument, but the days of excess are fucking behind you, baby. The divine is giving you so much, giving you a new chapter. There's this influx of good health. There's an influx of self-worth, an influx of resources. There could be somebody with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements playing a big role, or coming in to provide new stability for you. I feel like there's a new chapter. There's just like this whole, not even a new chapter. This is a new era. A new era. And you're going to be able to find the middle ground. You're going to be able to avoid the excessive, unnecessary emotion and bullshit. You're going to be able to mitigate harsh situations because of all that you've gone through. Please clarify temperance. And it's going to really show up in your romantic life. It's going to really show up in your relationships. I feel like a lot of you who are single, there is some sort of new lover that wants to come in, and I feel like you're on the tail end of recovery, and then there's all of a sudden, bam, all of a sudden love, all of a sudden a new friend, all of a sudden something that really means a lot to you, something that you want to merge with, that you want to like give yourself to. And bigger wings, the expansion, getting even deeper, moving into connection versus attachment. For those Scorpios dealing with Sagittarians, what is the advice? They may be in a kind of manipulative place, or if you have been in the manipulative place over them, you need to stop, because you're gonna like fuck with your wishes, your wish fulfillment. Don't manipulate. Don't try to force anyone's hand. And if they're not as emotionally mature as you want them to be, you need to, like, when people show you who they are, believe them. Please clarify the Three of Cups. There could be somebody that you meet by way of friends. You meet when you're out. You meet this somebody organically. And it's like there's so much that you've learned about yourself. I just feel like your heart is opening in such a way because the divine is supporting your growth. The divine is supporting you coming out of your shell so intensely that you yourself, it's going to be easy for you to come out of your comfort zone once you lean into finding your stability in the divine versus finding your stability from logic, from things making sense. I definitely feel like there's something with Taurus energy. They may have Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn energy, but I just feel like there are earthy, solid people coming into your life, or the commitments or things that you're in right now are becoming way more stable and solidified. I feel like there's more money that's coming in, money coming to me, money coming to me, money. Feeling established, feeling grown as fuck, falling back in love with life and being alive and having the things that you want, being able to turn your back on whatever it was that you were clinging to, understanding that that's not where that may have gotten you here, but it's not going to get you there. It's not going to get you to where you really want to be. And the King of Pentacles would never be in this position, would never be in the place of thinking that they can't make themselves. There is some self-made shit going on. You guys, I just heard self-made millionaire, self-made six figures. There's something there around, like, you get to make yourself. Please clarify the Four of Pentacles for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio season 2024. Yep. The current holding on, the current mindset has been just betraying you in some sort of way. What is Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising holding on to that needs to be released? Some of you are afraid that the divine won't show up for you. Some of you are afraid that you've got to take justice into your own hands. Some of you have been holding on and motivated by and fueled by an injustice, and the mindset has been stealing from you, and it's been generating all this pain. What do they need to do to let go? It's like, just because you've experienced so many injustices before doesn't mean that you can't break free. What you need to do is break free from this concept of tradition, or from, possibly religious. This could be religious deconstruction. This could be, breaking free out of a commitment, out of a marriage, out of not thinking that the new relationship or the next relationship is going to look like the old one. Breaking out of, heteronormative, stereotypical relationship roles and dynamics. Breaking out of gender roles, breaking traditions, steering away from tradition, figuring out why do you honor the traditions that you honor, doing more research around that. Some of you need to have some alternative kind of study. It doesn't have to be you going to university. It could be, a certification or something of that nature. But I feel like you're breaking out of the old conventional way of doing things. But it starts in the mind. It starts with letting go of that old concept of yourself. Because with the devil reversed here, bro, like you are being called to your highest potential. But first, you've got to let go of any unhealthy attachments or self-limiting beliefs that are definitely holding you back. Because the thing is like often when you're being called to something more, something greater than yourself, you're going to be forced to deal with your shadows before you can step into these new versions of yourself. And I know I keep saying that, but I need you to know that that's real and that process is not fast. You may be going into like your deepest, darkest places, whether you're ready or not. You may have already been forced into your deepest and darkest placements, regardless of your readiness. And I know there has been a period of anxiety or depression, but you are breaking free. This is about breaking free. This is freedom. And you have been given the tools to be so much more self-aware, and you're breaking these chains off you that come with any like addiction or poor habits. And no, the journey's not easy. And yes, so much self-assessment is needed along the way, because if you're not assessing, you're guessing. And so I would really suggest like making a list of all the things or habits that need to be removed, making a list of the desires that need to be shed, make a list of the things that need to be removed from your life, and then get busy attacking that list. Please clarify the devil reversed. Yep, that old version of you has to go away. And you're going to be turning your back on that old wounded version of yourself and moving towards harmony, harmony, harmony. 3-part harmony in the name of the Most High. Final card, final message. Baby, there is so much peace in the future, power and autonomy, healthy independence, positive prosperity, positive abundance, financial security, financial freedom. I ain't worried about you no more at all. At all. Ain't worried about you. You do your part and face yourself and face your fears and let that shit go. And look at where you're headed. Look at what you're being. Look what you've made. I'm so fucking proud of you. You got this.